Coming up, flooding near the Myakka River has residents concerned what they say needs to be done ahead of the next rain event. Plus, why Sarasota police are concerned about recent robberies related to a popular sales app called Let's Let Go. And then remembering a Suncoast icon. We'll look back at the life and legacy of Betty Schoenbaum. Your Suncoast News starts now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at noon.
Hello, welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Happening right now, the fear of potential flooding is causing concern among residents who live near the Myakka River. This week, Sarasota County issuing a warning to those homeowners. ABC 7's Marla Spence joins us from the Myakka River State Park, where there's also a risk for potential flooding.
About 2,000 homeowners who live near or along the Myakka River have a reason to be concerned today and for the remainder of this week. Until Friday, they are under a code red for potential flooding. Residents in this area tell us flooding is nothing new. They say they get frustrated with the amount of water they get on a rainy day. Suzanne Cusia is one resident who lives in this area. She tells us just from rain alone, she gets lots of flooding and sometimes it's up to her knees. She's been living near the river for 6 years now, and she tells us what makes her nervous about potential flooding are the number of animals she owns, including her 11 horses. She says in preparation, she is constantly checking river levels to make sure she does not have to evacuate. But she says if she does, she is ready.
I'm ready to take the horses out the back pastures, and then, hopefully if I want to make sure if I'm not home, I'll call my neighbors to help me get the dogs out. The cats, they can climb a tree.
According to the website for the National Weather Service, the last observation for the Myakka River was this morning. Right now, the river is just a little under 7 feet, and it's predicted that it should not go over that at least until next week, Monday morning. According to the National Weather Service, moderate to major flood levels for the river are considered to be between 8.5 and 10.5 feet. I'm Marla Spence reporting at the Myakka River State Park for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
Marla, thank you. Many of our viewers in South Sarasota County have reached out to us in recent days about red tide. The persistent algae bloom has been killing marine life and bothering beachgoers for months. This week, that smell blew into inland areas. From Venice to Port Charlotte, people complained of an overpowering smell of dead fish.
Exactly 9.9 miles from Venice Beach and about the same distance from Englewood and Minnesota Beach. So never in a million years did I think that the smell from red tide, which you do experience on a daily basis now, would come this far up.
Marine experts believe winds from the southwest sent that smell inland. Many residents fear the red tide isn't going away anytime soon. A smartphone app used to sell items is creating opportunities for criminals. Sarasota police say at least 2 grand thefts and 1 robbery have been reported in July by people using the Let Go app.
We're not sure if these 3 are connected. We have different descriptions of the 3 suspects, but we do want to let folks know that we've seen an uptick in this, and so we want them to be on the lookout. And if you're going to do these online transactions, make sure to do them in a safe location.
And police say you can use the lobby of the Sarasota Police Department in downtown Sarasota to complete any online transaction. Safe place to do that. Well, PETA claims it successfully closed down a local circus after complaints of alleged animal abuse. The animal advocates releasing several videos of the Circus Pages of Myakka City, alleging the company was beating its animals. The owner of Circus Pages could not be reached for comment, but we were able to confirm the circus will be closing. According to its website, the circus is named after Jose Pages and began in Cuba in the 1960s. A longtime Suncoast philanthropist has passed away just weeks from what would have been her 101st birthday. Betty Schoenbaum contributed tens of millions of dollars to the local economy and our community. ABC 7's Ray Collins knew Betty and joins us with more on her life. Ray?
Yeah, Scott, a century old, but still a ready smile and a quick wit. Here's her entrance at her 100th birthday last September. Watch this.
Ain't she nice? Look her over once or twice.
Well, despite her age, Betty's death was a surprise to many. She had pneumonia, and even some close friends weren't aware she was sick. She was born in Dayton, Ohio during the Woodrow Wilson administration. Her late husband, Alex, founded the Shoney's restaurant franchise in West Virginia, and that went nationwide. After he passed away, Betty continued to stay active in charities here and worldwide. The CEO of the Glasser Schonbaum Human Services Center on 17th Street here in Sarasota says she was shocked and saddened by Betty's passing.
As people age, of course, you know, there's an inevitability to it. But Betty was one of those people that you just thought was really going to live forever, because her impact for sure will on our community, and not only our community, but globally. She made a tremendous difference at Ohio State, and in Israel, in Ethiopia, all over.
She would have turned 101 in a few weeks. Betty is survived by 2 sons, 2 daughters, and 17 grand and great-grandchildren. Indeed, a full life, Scott.
Indeed it was. All right, thank you so much, Ray. John Scalzi joins us now. She was one of those people who I think all of us need to be more like. If you have that kind of, you know, if you're fortunate enough to have some cash, give it away while you're still living so you can see the difference made. You can go to just about any nonprofit in the area and find some contribution, whether it's a building named in their honor or whatever. Her and her husband did some amazing things here
So
in
generous,
Yeah.
so generous with the arts, with human services.
Yep.
I mean, just amazing stuff. And she had that kind of the quality that, you know, Kipling talked about, where you could walk with kings but keep the common touch.
Yes,
you know, and
right.
she was like that.
Yeah.
She could talk to anybody. It was great. Great. She'll be missed. Got some showers again on the Suncoast here. Didn't have a whole lot yesterday, but where they did fall, they fell pretty heavily in places.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I got some rainfall in inland locations, and I think today we'll see the general drift toward inland locations once again. Lakewood Ranch webcam put into motion showed started off with some sunshine, and I think we're going to see a little bit more sunshine through the afternoon than we saw perhaps yesterday morning and into the afternoon. Cloud cover, I think, kept temperatures down just a little bit. Now clouds are growing and showers are in the forecast. You can see them building along the coastline now, and some of them producing some fairly heavy rain. A lot of lightning pops as well associated with some of these storms. General trend will be for an inland motion over the course of the afternoon as temperatures get a little bit warmer than they were yesterday. We'll probably top it out pretty close to the 90 mark. We'll go with a daytime high of about 90 with a 40% chance of rainfall. We'll have the complete forecast in just a moment. Scott?
John, thank you. New developments today out of Mexico, where investigators are trying to determine the cause of a plane crash. As Andrew Spencer reports, nearly 50 people were hurt after the plane went down shortly after takeoff.
The Aeromexico plane ended up in a field just beyond the runway. The flight headed for Mexico City crashed just after takeoff from the Guadalupe Victoria International Airport in Durango, Mexico, more than 550 miles northwest of Mexico City. The images from the crash site are striking. Smoke rising off the wreckage of the plane, firefighters working to put out the flames, the Red Cross helping treat the injured and get them transported to nearby hospitals. 103 people were on board the Aeromexico flight. Annabelle Estrada was one of them. She says she felt the plane hit the ground twice during the crash. The second impact was stronger. She says that's when her head hit the ceiling. Then she saw flames in the cabin in front of her. Of the 99 passengers and 4 members of the flight crew, 49 of them ended up in the hospital. Amazingly, government officials say everyone on board survived. The most severe injuries appear to have been suffered by the pilot and one of the passengers. Durango's governor said Tuesday that both of them were in critical condition, but they were stable. After the crash, officials with the airline said, "We deeply regret this accident, and the families of all those affected are in our thoughts." The plane that crashed was an Embraer 190. The Brazilian manufacturer said it was sending technicians to the crash site to help investigators determine why the plane crashed. I'm Andrew Spencer, reporting.
To get the latest breaking news across the world and here at home, as well as your First Alert weather forecast, download our apps. Go to your app store and look for WWSB or My Suncoast. Still to come in your Suncoast news, why a man says he owes his life to the health features on his Apple Watch, and why parents are hiring coaches to help their kids level up their popular online video games.
Tomorrow at 9 on Suncoast View.
A Suncoast designer is turning old trash into new fashion. I'm Stephanie Roberts. On Suncoast View, we'll meet the creator of Trash Swag. Then we see the health benefits that mushrooms can bring. Mr. Fun Guy brings us fungi. Get it? Plus Plus, all parents think their kid is cute. But wait till you see this 3-year-old made famous by Publix. And Chef Judy picks the best Cuban sandwiches on the Suncoast.
Tomorrow at 9 on Suncoast View.
What do you get when you cross your tired, aching back with this fragile egg? The Egg Sitter Cushion, an amazing new flex cushion that supports your backside and spine so well you can sit on an egg without breaking it. Incredible!
You want me to sit on this egg? Okay. Can't believe I'm doing this. I don't even feel it. It didn't even break? Oh, I was wondering about that. Now that's a good cushion.
The honeycomb design is constructed of Elasticor that absorbs pressure points by collapsing in on itself. That's why even this egg won't break under direct pressure. Now long days at the office will be more comfortable, dinner more enjoyable, and painful car rides a thing of the past. Get your Egg Sitter Support Cushion for just $39.99. It comes with a free non-slip washable cover and our 10-year comfort guarantee. But wait, call right now and you can get a second cushion. Just pay separate fee. Call now.
Call 1-800-232-1564. That's 1-800-232-1564. Call now or go to eggsitter.com. Order now.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Who else has been taking your prescriptions? Keep your medicine and your family safe and secure. Mind your meds. To learn how we can help, visit the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids at drugfree.org.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Creeping up there at 84 degrees. Now plenty of sunshine still poking through the cloud cover, so we have kind of a sun-cloud mix across the region. We have a dew point value of 73. The air is slightly drier than it was 24 hours ago, so our rain chance is a little bit less than we had over the last couple of days, but we'll still see some showers around. We are seeing some showers around, and a thunderstorm or two certainly possible throughout the afternoon. We have a south-southeast wind now. I think that'll turn even more southerly as we head through the afternoon. So generally, the motion of these storms is going to be from south heading due north. And they're going to develop, I think, as we head into the afternoon along a line where the sea breeze front moves inland. So inland locations are probably favored. 40% chance of showers a little bit later on. As we head into the evening hours and the daytime heating starts to collapse, we'll go to a 30% chance and then take it down to 10% by midnight. You can generally see this south to north motion of all these little storm cells. And you've got some pretty good dotted coverage from the southern tip of the state on up through central Florida. But to the north of us, there's been some persistent heavy rainfall through parts of the Panhandle, up through the Big Bend region. There could probably be some localized flooding up there, no doubt about it. And the potential for some severe weather there as well. There have been some special marine warnings up there. I don't think we'll see anything like that around here, though some of the storms could produce some moderately heavy rainfall. 301 and 75 seeing rain showers now also. Inland around Myakka, seeing a little bit of heavier shower activity. So we'll watch for that for the course of the afternoon. By the way, several of the rivers are still slightly above flood stage with minor flooding anticipated. I put that information along with the gauge information, stream gauge information on the website mysuncoast.com. Click on the weather button, and that information will be available for those who find that of interest. A general southerly wind flow continues throughout the day today. A trough of low pressure back to the west, helping to excite some stronger storms. And then out in the Atlantic, we have that high pressure ridge kind of sitting there. Moved a little bit further to the north over the next 24 hours, and our winds, I think, will respond accordingly, kind of turning a little bit more to a easterly direction with time. That'll help, I think, push a few of the showers back closer to the coastline as we head into tomorrow. But today, the majority of the rain, I think, is going to be falling east of the interstate. So look for a sun-cloud mix. Afternoon storms focusing in inland areas, but still along the coastline you have a chance at a shower or two. And then drier this weekend as we get a little bit of drier air moving in from the Atlantic. Taking a look at the future cast, you'll see as we go through time the showers kind of favoring inland locations, but still dotting the coastline a little bit. And then as we head into tomorrow morning, I think we'll do it all over again with some coastal showers building first, followed by afternoon showers through the later part of the mid-morning and into the afternoon. South wind, a little bit breezy perhaps as we head into the second half of the day. South at about 10 to 15, becoming more southerly this evening at about 10. And the forecast looks like this for today. We'll go with about a 40% chance of showers with a daytime high of about 90. Then tomorrow, about a 50% chance of storms. And some of those could be a little bit closer to the coastline. Again, some heavy rainfall possible if you happen to be under some of those storms. I think probably half-inch to 1-inch rainfalls for most people will be about right. Then we'll get some drier air moving in here. Saturday and Sunday, you might even be able to reduce these rain chances a little more. We'll see how fast that dry air gets in here, but certainly I think 40% will do it. And then as we head into the beginning of next work week, maybe even a little bit less rain chance, coming in at about a 30 for a couple of days anyway. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. In Health Smart today, double check your salad and wrap products. Health officials say there are concerns about possible parasite contaminations. The USDA warning about more than 24 items available in major grocery chains. The alert says some beef, pork, and poultry salad and wrap products were sold at stores like Trader Joe's and Walgreens. The Cyclospora parasite can cause a variety of stomach intestinal problems along with fever and flu-like symptoms. A Texas man says his Apple Watch may have saved his life. 24-year-old John Arias says he's never had any health problems and heart conditions do not even run in the family. So he was shocked when his Apple Watch told him he needed to see a doctor and notified him of an irregular heartbeat.
Well, it started about 2 weeks prior to me actually going to the hospital. I started just getting random notifications saying that my heart rate was over 110, 120 without being active. Later in that 2 weeks, I started to get heart palpitations. Only like $1.99.
Arias says the notification led to him in the ER where doctors diagnosed him with premature ventricular contractions. Glad he's okay. Time for lunch now, so let's head over to the kitchen and say hello for the first time with ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher. Hi, Judy. How are you?
Well, hi there, Scott. I'm great because I'm making something I love so much, salad. This time of year is when I want to be working with fresh peaches and mangoes, and I have a peach and burrata and tomato salad that I think you're really going to enjoy. But you can certainly substitute, instead of the peaches, use the mangoes. I had the good fortune of trying the Susan Burns from Sarasota Magazine, the editor's choice of her variety of mangoes from her 5 trees, and they were delicious. Well, the Georgia peaches, the Freestones, are running as sweet as those mangoes are. So today, I picked up some peaches at Yoder's Produce Stand, my favorite spot, and I'm going to show you how to quickly blanch them. We're going to peel them. We're going to slice them, do layers with tomatoes, basil from the garden, other herbs you may have in your garden, and then we're going to just compose it together with a little agave and white wine vinegar. So stay with me. It's light and it's fresh, coming up in just a few minutes.
Did you know that a dirty CPAP system could make you sick? If you knew what could be growing in your mask and hose, it would keep you up at night. Now, SoClean.com has released the world's first automated hands-free CPAP cleaner and sanitizer. With its patented design, SoClean is fast, effective, and hands-free, killing 99.9% of all CPAP germs and bacteria. Try SoClean now through this special TV offer, risk-free for 30 days. Just call 800-604-0398.
The SoClean works, and it's a really effective product, and I couldn't believe how easy it was to use.
SoClean works on all popular CPAP machines and masks, destroying CPAP germs and bacteria without the daily hassle of washing your system by hand. Just place your mask in, close the lid, and walk away. Voila! Sanitized and ready to use. Try SoClean risk-free for 30 days. This is a limited-time offer. Call now, 800-604-0398. Or visit SoClean.com today.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hale, founder and CEO of the National Breast Cancer Foundation. No one should face breast cancer alone. When I was diagnosed 36 years ago, there was no internet, and I had to make a decision with little information. Early detection saved my life. It could save yours too. To learn what every woman needs to know about breast cancer, visit nbcf.org/hope.
My name is Stephen Jaffe. The law firm's name is Farmer Jaffe. One of the beautiful things about Julius is he's always smiling, and it becomes infectious. The fact that Julius has a disability has absolutely nothing to do with the quality of work that he's done. Just a great person you want on your staff.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
The thought of my sons growing up without me inspired me to quit smoking.
I talked to my doctors, and then I threw away all my cigarettes, ashtrays, and lighters.
I started exercising instead of smoking.
Letting my friends online know I was quitting kept me on track.
Staying away from alcohol when I was first quitting was key.
I kept on trying, learned something each time.
Do whatever it takes.
No matter how many times it takes.
We did it. You can too.
For free help, visit cdc.gov/tips.
That is a pretty good breakfast. You're not even eating.
Not hungry.
No? Why not? What's up?
Kath and I knew that Jenny'd been partying a bit. Found out she tried heroin.
Most people don't know what to say about drugs, but we do. Visit us at drugfree.org.
New at noon, can you believe this? Parents are now trying to help their kids win at popular online video games by hiring tutors. ABC's Deborah Roberts explains how games like Fortnite are changing the future of competitive gaming.
The battle to the death video game has a grip on kids across America, with millions more playing worldwide. Big wins on Fortnite equals big bragging rights amongst friends.
Gotta remember, you gotta listen for people here too, okay?
Just ask 7-year-old Mason Rakovich and his 9-year-old brother Carson, who can't get enough of the online action.
It's fun when you're good at it.
But they're desperate to up their game, so Dad Paul has enlisted the help of a virtual tutor.
I think our time with them is super limited, especially with work. And I was kind of watching them play, and I thought, like, I should check this out.
Nice, good job, dude. Nice.
He's paying upwards of $25 a pop to help all three of them improve their play.
I'm gonna go ahead and get into spectator mode real quick here.
Their California-based coach, Chris Nara, says he has more than 30 clients and growing.
I just wanted to really help people achieve their dreams. I see coaching as, being that person that's always there for them.
Some may wonder if this is yet another example of parents going over the top to make their kids winners. But Paul says it's all about bonding with his sons.
This is one of many things that we do together. When they have an interest in something, it definitely makes things easier.
It's a great way to bond. If you both love playing video games, this is something you can do together. You can have fun. It really does create a nice moment and memory for a parent and child.
Actor and comedian Joel McHale recently told GMA being part of a Fortnite tournament raised his cachet with his kids.
Even my 13-year-old goes, he's like, I'm not the greatest at it, but I'm way better than you. Get on it. So for like 5 minutes, they liked me as a father, so it worked out.
But with increased use, parents also need to set limits.
There is a risk of too much screen time, and Fortnite is a game that is played on a screen. Well, you might want to put real limits on their screen time.
Still, Paul thinks Fortnite's a valuable tool for staying close with his boys.
I didn't go into it expecting to be this big, huge thing that we'd bond over. I'd probably be happier if it was golf. And if it lasts for the next month, cool. If it lasts for the next year, cool. I'm fine either way with it.
Deborah Roberts reporting there. The demand for coaches may continue to grow as there are now more than 125 million players on Fortnite alone. Pretty incredible. Back to the kitchen now. Check in with Judy Gallagher on a delicious salad she's making for us today.
That's right, Scott. So we're making peaches, and I personally am like John Scalzi. I do not like to touch peach fuzz. So I'm going to put my gloves on, and I'm going to drop the peaches in a pot of boiling water. just for about 30 seconds, and that's going to help the skin just peel off so much easier. You won't need to use a knife, so it'll be perfect. So we'll let that go for a little bit. And now we're going to talk about burrata cheese. Burrata cheese is the pleasure of fresh mozzarella that still has all that creamy gooiness that's right inside. So it's very soft, very moist, and can get a little runny. So it should be the centerpiece of what you're using it for. So as you can see inside, it almost has like a cottage cheese consistency. That's a great quality burrata cheese. So what I did was I sliced some nice, fresh, large beefsteak tomatoes. I also have some quartered tomatoes, and we're going to use these in just a few minutes. And I have some fresh basil from the garden. I'm fortunate this year. My flower box and earth boxes are still producing, and normally this time of year they don't. Even with all this heat, it just kind of goes really quickly, but they are thriving, so I have plenty of basil. So try your windowsill in this summer, and as long as you get some of that morning light, it should grow really well. So we have some basil. We're going to start to layer the flavors because we are going to make a little dressing that's going to have a hot component to it. So nice quality olive oil for layer number 1 and a little bit over the burrata cheese. Now what I want to do is I want to take some fresh avocado, which is great on anything. And you'll notice there's a lot of places where tomato toast is starting to be the rage. You've heard of avocado toast. Well, in the morning, I love to have avocados, tomatoes, and peaches just on a plate. And having it with a burrata, it keeps it so it's low carb and gluten-free, which I love. So we're going to give this some avocado. And then when we come back, I'll make up that honey dressing and we'll drizzle that on top with just a hint of spice. And we'll be ready for a beautiful, bright August salad.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
And even if you're on a fixed income, prices fit your budget, starting at less than 32 cents a day. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease. And with no medical tests or health questions, you cannot be turned down for any reason. Call 1-800-842-7189. Now, for a free, no-obligation quote, TruStage offers plans to fit your budget. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-842-7189 now.
My name is Haley. I have Fragile X syndrome. I work with Chartwells at Einstein's and FAU. I like being up front and interacting with students. The students are very nice and very hungry. Having a job is a big ticket for independence.
Hi, this is Dan Marino. When your business recruits people with disabilities, everybody wins. To find out how, go to disabilitieswork.employflorida.com.
I'm Deshauna Barber. In 2016, I was proud to win the title of Miss USA. What makes me just as proud is my service in the U.S. military. In the service, a soldier gains skills and learns values like discipline and leadership. That makes them an asset to any business that hires them. If you're an employer, on behalf of Coalition to Salute America's Heroes, remember to hire smart and bet on a vet. Visit saluteheroes.org or call this number to learn more.
I took my first handful of pills, and that's when all my priorities seemed to change.
He would ask to use the bathroom in other people's homes.
He just assumed that they would have medication.
He'd go in their medicine cabinets and steal prescription drugs.
I wish I knew really what these prescription pills were.
We were so naive about the whole drug thing.
These are all synthetic forms of heroin.
Keep your medication locked up because you'll never notice that a pill is gone.
Mind your meds. Learn more from the Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. Oh, was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Coming up, President Trump rallies in Tampa, what he said last night that's turning some heads in Washington today. Plus, what the NRA is saying after a judge blocks the release of plans for a 3D printed handgun online. And it's like a heist out of an action movie. The daring way thieves got away with crown jewels in Stockholm.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story today at 12:30. President Trump raising eyebrows in Tampa last night with what he said about photo IDs and shopping for groceries. ABC's Cecilia Vegas explains why people on both sides of the aisle are still talking about that rally today.
A raucous rally in Tampa overnight.
We love you! And finally, I love you too.
President Trump there to campaign for his pick in the Republican primary for governor.
Everybody needs to support Ron DeSantis.
Instead, his political strategy, talk more about himself than the race at hand.
They just came out with a poll, did you hear? The most popular person in the history of the Republican Party is Trump. Can you believe that?
A freewheeling, unscripted speech covering everything from his election win.
Then I ran for president with no experience and I won. Isn't that interesting?
To the economy.
But everyone that greets me says, hello, Mr. President, congratulations on what you've done for the economy. It's the talk of the world.
But this morning, it is this comment about requiring voters to have identification that is raising eyebrows.
The time has come for voter ID, like everything else. Voter ID. You know, if you go out and you want to buy groceries, you need a picture on a card. You need ID. You go out and you want to buy anything, you need ID.
The Twitter sphere going wild. Many asking, when was the last time the billionaire businessman actually set foot in a grocery store? Some writing, I work at a grocery store. You don't need an ID to buy groceries. Alcohol and tobacco, yes. Salads and chicken tenders, no. And carded for Doritos, story of my life.
Cecilia Vega reporting there. Right now, day 2 in the federal trial of former Trump campaign chairman Paul Manafort is underway. That trial is the first brought by special counsel Robert Mueller after he began his investigation into Russian interference. Day 1 began with prosecutors painting Manafort as a tax evader who laundered millions to fund an extravagant lifestyle. Manafort is accused of money laundering and hiding millions of dollars in overseas consulting fees to a former president of the Ukraine in offshore accounts. A somber ceremony in Hawaii today where Vice President Mike Pence will receive the remains of U.S. service members who fought and died in the Korean War. Pence will receive the 55 boxes of Korean War remains recently handed over by North Korea, along with a single dog tag. Several dozen Hawaii veterans will also attend that ceremony. The remains will then be taken to the world's largest forensics lab. That's at Hickam Air Force Base in Hawaii, where experts will use dental records and DNA to try to identify them, which is a process that could take years to complete. A federal judge in Washington state issues a temporary restraining order to block distribution of the blueprints that allow anyone to make plastic guns with a 3D printer. A Texas nonprofit group called Defense Distributed won a battle last month that started back in 2013 when its co-founder Cody Wilson posted designs for the 3D handgun online. Today, users were supposed to be able to make their own guns at home without a background check, but Wilson says his site has disabled downloads until he reviews the order. The NRA releasing a statement backing up that idea, saying undetectable plastic guns have been illegal for 30 years. New at noon, thieves in Sweden made off with priceless royal artifacts in a crime that featured a speedboat escape right out of an action movie. The bandits made off with crown jewels belonging to former Swedish monarchs, including 2 crowns and a golden orb adorned with a crucifix, dating back to the early 17th century. A witness says he saw 2 people running toward a boat before they hopped in and took off. So far, authorities are still searching for those thieves. I feel like that's something I've seen in the movies at some point.
James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Let's hope they find them before they dismantle those artifacts.
Exactly.
That would be a shame. We have across our region some firing off showers and thunderstorms that are producing some lightning pops as well. So it's kind of an active day, a little bit. Not as much as we have seen in the past couple of days, but still we have some activity out there. A couple of cells going on. Casey Key webcam put into motion shows a little bit more wave action out there today than we've seen over the last few days. Wind speeds picking up just a tad, south-southeast now, still an offshore wind. We have two cells, really, one exiting Manatee County, moving into Hillsborough County, and the other over Myakka State Park. Other than that, pretty just light stuff around the area. The number of thunderstorm lightning pops has decreased significantly. I think we'll see them fire back up again, though, as we head into the afternoon and temperatures continue to rise. We're at 87, 88 degrees in inland areas already, well on the way to 90 along the coastline. We still have some cooler temperatures, but I think we'll probably get pretty close to the 90 mark this afternoon. We'll look for about a 40% chance of rainfall through the afternoon hours. And, of course, red tide still an issue. We'll have the updated red tide observations from Mote Marine coming up in just a few. Scott.
Thank you, John. The daughter of the man killed in an I-75 crash Monday morning is talking about her dad. She says 63-year-old former SCAT employee Thomas Mikens was selfless, funny, and caring. The four-car crash happening about 5 a.m. Monday near Northport and shut those northbound lanes down of I-75 for hours. Leslie Lee says after the impact, her father got out to see if everyone was okay. His car was then hit by another vehicle, which hit and killed him. Lee says she was not surprised to hear that Mikens died while trying to help someone else because that's how he lived his life.
He was very, very caring and always willing to help you out with whatever he could. And I just broke down and cried. I couldn't catch my breath or anything.
Sarasota County officials say Mikens will always be remembered as a gentle soul with a wonderful sense of humor and a huge heart. Students in Manatee County getting 3 new schools, all of which are now officially under construction. The groundbreaking of a new elementary school just off Moccasin-Waller Road in Parrish taking place yesterday. Construction for the new middle school is underway across from Gullett Elementary. And a new high school is going up at the intersection of Martha and Erie Roads in Parrish. School district officials say more than 1,000 new students come to the district each year.
Looks like we're going to have to be building more schools in the not too distant future.
All 3 schools are set to open next fall. Manatee County's Greatest Generation is invited to a reunion of all Bradenton High School and Manatee County High School classes from 1932 to 1949. They will celebrate the 75th anniversary of the class of the 43's graduation. That event is set for Friday, September 7th at the Pier 22 Ballroom on the riverfront. Tickets are $40 per person. The South Florida Museum in Bradenton unveiling its new app for guests who want to get a different perspective on their featured exhibitions. The app is called Pathways, and it's like having a museum expert right in your pocket. Guests can use it to take customized tours of the museum's collections and exhibitions.
Once visitors download the app, they will see a series of tours that they can choose which tour they'd like to take, and that tour will actually tell them unique and interesting stories by connecting objects that otherwise seem unconnected. So we're going to be giving them more information than what's currently written on the text panels.
South Florida Museum is open from 10 to 5 Tuesday through Saturday, noon to 5 on Sundays. All right, let's get back to Judy in the kitchen with more on a delicious fruit salad today. Judy?
That's right. So we're using fruit and the burrata cheese. We get the protein, and we're making it into just a really fresh, light salad. Now, you can certainly serve this along with like a roast chicken or even sandwiches. This is a meal that I can have for breakfast or lunch any day, and that's all I need. So we're going to take a good quality olive oil, and we're going to do a little agave, or you can do some localized honey. Give that a pinch. We're going to do just a dash of hot sauce in there, and that's going to give it just a little kick. If you don't want to use hot sauce, you can also use a little crushed red pepper, and then a little bit of white balsamic vinegar. Stir that together. Give it a little salt and pepper to taste. Gosh, that is good. Now, if you want to, you can also add a little rice wine vinegar, but I think we've got it just like this. So, you're going to take this dressing, And because it has a teeny bit of hot sauce, it has a nice kick in it. So we're just going to drizzle that over the tomatoes and the burrata cheese and the avocado. I'm going to put some on. I have baby arugula. If you want to just do a bowl salad, you can as well. Then that sea salt with rosemary and dried basil. That'll be a really nice note. Then we're going to take the peaches and we're going to start to layer the peaches around with the tomatoes. So you're getting, you're getting that acid from the tomatoes, you're getting the sweetness from the peaches, the creaminess from the burrata, and from the avocado. So it's really like a superfood salad too, with so many great components to it. So, and then, like I said, if you want to do some dressing with the arugula, you can. And then I have some of the wedge tomatoes. So we'll put those in there. You can use yellow tomatoes as well, but I like to use the red because it just pops with color, right? So a little more on the salt on those and a little more dressing. And then just to finish it up, a little balsamic drizzle, and that'll give that a little more of the sweetness right there. And wow, I mean, that's a showstopper. Is that not the perfect summer dish that you're going to bring to book club and share and enjoy? So remember, whether it's peaches or mangoes, marrying them with tomatoes and burrata cheese and some fresh basil, a few other ingredients, and you have the perfect summer dish. I'll be back in just a few minutes for the first taste.
At Tidewell Hospice, we know it's never too late to say thank you to our military veterans. The Tidewell Honors Veterans Program has provided care to more than 13,000 military families since 2008. Tidewell volunteers help honor veterans through special pinning ceremonies that demonstrate our appreciation for the freedom our veterans fought to defend. If you know a veteran who can benefit from end-of-life care, call or visit tidewell.org today. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
When I was growing up, my mom told us, always treat others the way you want to be treated. She did business with companies that shared her values, like Mutual of Omaha. She had a guaranteed whole life insurance policy through United of Omaha Life Insurance Company, a Mutual of Omaha company. When my mother passed away, her United of Omaha policy helped cover her funeral expenses and bills, and they had money on its way to us within 24 hours.
United of Omaha is here to take care of you. When you call the number on your screen, we'll help find the right policy for you. If you're between 45 and 85, you can get coverage up to $25,000 with no medical exam. Call us right now at the number on your screen.
Now I know I'll be taking care of my family, even after I'm gone.
United of Omaha guaranteed whole life insurance. Call or go online now. Be there for their future.
What do you get when you cross your tired, aching back with this fragile egg? The Egg Sitter Cushion, an amazing new flex cushion that supports your backside and spine so well you can sit on an egg without breaking it. Incredible!
You want me to sit on this egg? Okay. Can't believe I'm doing this. I don't even feel it. It didn't even break? Oh, I was wondering about that. Now that's a good cushion.
The honeycomb design is constructed of Elasticor that absorbs pressure points by collapsing in on itself. That's why even this egg won't break under direct pressure. Now long days at the office will be more comfortable, dinner more enjoyable, and painful car rides a thing of the past. Get your Egg Sitter Support Cushion for just $39.99. It comes with a free non-slip washable cover and our 10-year comfort guarantee. But wait, call right now and you can get a second cushion. Just pay separate fee. Call now.
Call 1-800-232-1564. That's 1-800-232-1564. Call now or go to eggsitter.com. Order now.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
So 83-degree air temperature out there. We have a dew point value coming in at 73. We've lost a degree actually at the airport because of the outflow from some of the thunderstorms that we've had around. 89-degree heat index, mix of sun and clouds. We'll probably top it out at about a 40% chance of showers today. That's not as much as we've had in the past. We've had a 60% chance in the last couple of days, so that's not bad. 30% chance as we head into the 7 p.m. period. You know, it's nice to have a fewer showers around that right now to kind of dry things out a little bit, especially along some of the area rivers and streams and creeks that are at bankful. Heavy weather to the north of us. Special marine warnings up there. Severe thunderstorms a possibility certainly throughout the afternoon for that location. For us, I don't think we'll see anything severe around here, but we're certainly seeing some pretty strong storms. One storm in particular moving through parts of Tampa Bay have created a special marine warning up there. For us, the heaviest of the weather is east of the interstate currently, and I think that's the way it's going to be. More and more as we head through the afternoon, these showers will tend to focus in inland areas. Rainfall amounts, well, certainly favoring inland locations. The heaviest of the rain could top 2 inches in parts of east of the interstate, let's just say. I wouldn't focus too much on exact locations here, but east of the interstate, we're going to see the heavier rains, probably in Hardee and DeSoto counties. So red tide, a big issue, and the latest reports from Mote Marine continue to indicate Siesta Key and Nokomis and Gasparilla all coming in with intense amounts of red tide irritant in the air, creating some respiratory distress situations for some folks. Lido as well as Venice both coming in with moderate amounts and a general southerly wind flow. The University of South Florida has a great red tide monitoring program that includes some sophisticated computer forecasts for the drift of the red tide. And they're all suggesting that the computer models take the red tide a little bit further to the north over the next several days and keep it on a track kind of paralleling the coast. So even though Coquina and Holmes Beach are still in the clear, it certainly could be a problem that they could get impacted by some of that red tide as we head into the next several days and our winds continue out of the south or southeast. So we'll see how that plays out. A little bit of cloud cover along the coastline, less cloud cover in inland areas, and already there we've seen temperatures pretty close to the 90 mark. The good news here in the tropics is we're not seeing anything really here that causes any concern over the next 5 days. Just don't have anything going on here. We've got upper level winds that are not conducive to development. We've got water temperatures that aren't conducive to development. That said, we're just now into August. So the end of August and through mid-September particularly, 3/4 of the hurricane season usually occurs in terms of numbers of storms. We usually get most of our storms during that time period. So really, even though we're a couple of months into it here, we're really just beginning the height of hurricane season. So certainly don't let our guards down. Winds a little bit breezy this afternoon, 10 to 15, and there will be some thunderstorms out in Gulf waters. Watch for that, mariners. 40% chance of showers today, a little bit higher tomorrow as we shift winds perhaps a little bit more easterly. And then as we head into the weekend, I think we'll reduce rain chances a little bit more because of some drier air moving in, but we'll also change the pattern of these storms. Unlike the last week almost, where we've had these storms that come at us during the morning and into the afternoon as well, these storms will occur later in the afternoon in inland areas over the weekend and then drift back to the coastline. And then next week, I think we'll reduce the rain chances even a little bit more as some drier air moves in. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. In consumer news, the popular website Angie's List is under fire, facing a lawsuit from the district attorney in San Francisco. ABC's Rebecca Jarvis explains why they're accusing the company of filing false and misleading claims about background checks.
Angie's List makes it easy.
They're the home improvement resource many of us turn to. Angie's List. Everything from finding someone to paint your house to remodeling your kitchen. But this morning, the San Francisco district attorney filing a lawsuit claiming the company has made a number of false and misleading representations about background checks on television, their website, and their smartphone app. The suit alleges Angie's List deceives potential customers into thinking that they do background checks on workers who come into their home, stating this is not the case. Angie's List only background checks the principal owner of the business listed on their list, and not the individual worker or subcontractor who comes to their home. In the suit, prosecutors point to allegedly deceptive language and visuals from Angie's List website and app.
This kind of case kind of gives hope that there's word going out on the street that false advertising in the internet is something that's not going to be tolerated.
The suit seeks civil penalties and restitution. Angie's List releasing a statement saying in part, "We disagree with the claims made in this case and stand by both our screening process and our commitment to the best interests of our customers."
That's Rebecca Jarvis reporting. In 2016, Angie's List paid a $1.4 million fine for manipulating online reviews. Facebook is going after accounts trying to meddle in the midterm elections. The company pulling down 32 accounts across Facebook and Instagram. Those accounts were coordinating to spread misinformation ahead of the elections. Some of them have been active for more than a year now. Facebook says it cannot say if it's Russia for sure, but they say the meddling tactics are very similar to what they saw back in 2016. Still to come in your Suncoast News, we'll check in one more time with Chef Judy in the kitchen, and then the massive price tag that Sony just paid for a major part of Michael Jackson's estate.
Hello, Mom. Amanda's mom's appointment just got rescheduled for today. Amanda needs Right at Home. Our customized care plan provides as much or as little help as her mom requires, whether it's a ride to the doctor or help around the house.
Oh, of course. Tom, I am really sorry. I've got to go.
Look, call Right at Home. Get the right care right at home.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now. In one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Back in the kitchen, and I just love this dish. First of all, peaches are incredible.
Oh my gosh,
Best.
so sweet, right? And fresh.
Absolutely.
So I've married it with tomatoes and honey, a little agave, little balsamic, and
Best.
some. You got to use sea salt. Don't be afraid of using some seasoned salt. I have the sea salt with basil and rosemary, and you can find all this on our recipe on mysuncoast.com. Just click on recipes, the videos, and follow our restaurant partners and enter the dining contest.
Can I tell you, I've never had salt on peaches. It's great.
Isn't
it's
it
like
great?
Yeah, it's amazing.
like doing black pepper on papaya or mango.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Check out the recipe. Judy, thanks.
You're welcome.
Back to you, Scott.
Thank you both. Coming up on ABC 7 News at 4 today, eating out at some of your favorite Venice restaurants may be costing you more than you remember. Plus, Legoland wants you to bring in your extra unused school supplies, the special deal they're offering before the summer ends. We hope you'll join us this afternoon for ABC 7 News at 4. In entertainment news, who's making headlines in Tinseltown right now? Winnie the Pooh, Jennifer Lopez, and Lindsay Lohan. Here's ABC's Jason Nathanson with the Showbiz Wrap.
Winnie the Pooh is back on the big screen this weekend. The movie Christopher Robin. Pooh features the boy from the A.A. Milne stories All Grown Up when Pooh and Piglet and the others re-enter his life. At the world premiere this week on the Disney lot, star Haley Atwell said the film and the books are great for kids.
But also reading it as an adult, there's quite kind of profound things in there that kind of makes him a bit of a Zen master, I think, Pooh.
Christopher Robin is in theaters tomorrow night.
Elastigirl is our best play. Better than me?
A major milestone for Incredibles 2, the Pixar sequel just passed the $1 billion mark worldwide, only the 7th animated film to do so. Jenny from the Block making history. Jennifer Lopez will be the first Latin performer ever to get the MTV VMA Michael Jackson Video Vanguard Award. She joins Madonna and Janet Jackson and other major stars in getting the honor. Check out the show August 20th. Speaking of MTV,
pack your bags, MTV. We're going to Mykonos.
The channel's giving Lindsay Lohan a reality show, tentatively titled Lohan Beach Club. The series will follow the once troubled teen star as she opens a resort in Greece. Look for the show next year. And a couple of rappers celebrating birthdays today. Public Enemy's Chuck D turns 58, while Coolio turns 55. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
Sony is shelling out about $288 million for the Michael Jackson estate's share of EMI Music Publishing. EMI owns the rights to songs by popular artists like Kanye West and Alicia Keys. Sony disclosed the purchase in its earnings report, saying it took place earlier in July, and it comes after Sony agreed to pay $2.3 billion to take control of EMI back in May. Finally, look at this. Images of a recently opened bridge in central Vietnam are going viral on social media. It features two giant concrete hands holding a golden span above the trees. This is called the Golden Bridge, but it's also been nicknamed the Hands of God Bridge. You can see why. It's attracted plenty of visitors since it opened in May, and crews say they only expect more people to visit it, thanks to it quickly becoming a viral sensation. Isn't that neat?
Whoa, so that's not an animation?
No, that's
crazy.
amazing.
Wow. I would like to get on that bridge and check that out. Wouldn't that be fun?
Then we'll have great Vietnamese food.
What we're thinking. Thank you both for being here and again for joining us today. We hope to see you again at 4 o'clock.
Once you get atrial fibrillation, you need to have a very close relationship with your primary doctor. Prevention is the whole ball game here, because once you have a stroke, you can't undo it. A year without stroke is a year that you can enjoy doing the things that you've worked all your life to finally get to do. You took care of yourself. You did what is necessary for you to be around one more year. And then next year, we'll celebrate one more year without a stroke.
We've all heard how military veterans adjusting to the civilian world may have certain issues.
30. 70.
If only everyone had this issue. No matter what challenge they face, Easter Seals is here for America's veterans.
Cancer doesn't run in my family. That really was the farthest thing from my mind. I've been an athlete my whole life, and I work in sports, so my mindset was just, let's fight. So our stories are all unique, so whatever you're going through, ask questions, get information, and be involved. Don't ignore the signs. Join the fight. I'm Tony Beasley, and I'm a stage 2 colorectal cancer survivor.
The ABC7 First Alert weather app just got even better. It's easy to use once you download it. First, tell the app to follow you, so you get alerts pinpointed to exactly where you are. Then customize your settings with all the places you go, from the beach to grandmother's house. Get accurate alerts for everyone you care about. You can even pick which weather alerts and categories you want and what they sound like. More ways to customize and more ways to keep your family safe. Download the ABC7 First Alert weather app today.
ABC 7, the Suncoast's official Florida lottery station.